Arthur is a film about which I'm quite on the fence, but I will say, for the most part, I enjoyed it more than I expected. I think the main reason for that is because I'm not exactly the biggest fan of Russell Brand. He is a talented actor, but his performances are often very obnoxious and annoying. That's just the character he plays, the character he presents to the world. But actually, the character he plays here, Arthur, is pretty interesting and ultimately kind of likeable. Maybe for the wrong reasons, I'm not sure. But the narrative itself is interesting, and we have Helen Mirren, which is always going to be a good thing. So I'll read the description from IMDb. The film was released in 2011, directed by Jason Weiner and written by Peter Bainham, FYI. And the description is as follows. Arthur is a rich alcoholic playboy with no regards to his working life. After another drunken run-in with the law, his aloof mother has had enough and forces him to marry Susan, played by Jennifer Garner, a proper businesswoman, or else he will lose his inheritance. Just as he's engaged to Susan, he meets Naomi, Greta Gerwig, a free-spirited girl who Arthur thinks is perfect for him. Any attempt at holding down a job are fruitless, so Arthur has to decide what is more important, love or his mother's money. I think the moral there is pretty obvious. I'm not going to say how it unfolds or anything, but, you know, as the story goes, should he marry the girl his mother wants him to marry to get the money, or should he marry the girl he truly loves, but will no longer be a billionaire? I think the answer is pretty obvious to everybody, but it's fun to watch Arthur as a character discover these things for himself and, you know, come across all of these different challenges. He is very kind of immature and juvenile, as I said, doesn't really take his work seriously, anything like that. You know, is clinging on to his mother's purse strings, doesn't know how to live in the real world. And he comes up against a lot of different challenges. And although Russell Brand, as I said, is not my favourite person, this character works really well for this role. And Helen Mirren is absolutely brilliant. Of course, Jennifer Garner and Greta Gerwig. And you have to pick a side, of course. Are you team Naomi or team Susan? I feel like most people would be team Naomi, but I do like Jennifer Garner, so a little part of me just naturally gravitates towards the character of Susan. Ultimately, though, of course, my opinion doesn't matter in the outcome of the film. But I really liked watching this film. I think the reason I really rather liked it is because I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And because I liked it more than I thought, I was just really pleasantly surprised and in quite a good mood after watching it. I haven't seen the original, the previous version. There was the 1981 one, I believe that's the only one. There might have been one that predated that, but certainly there was a sequel to that one. I mean, the 1981 cast is ridiculous. Really ridiculous. Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli, John Gielgud. It's absolutely fantastic. So I think I'll have to check out that at some point and see how it compares. But for now, I am relatively happy with the 2011 Arthur. Interesting narrative, pretty predictable execution, but still engaging. Quite funny, not laugh out loud. Decent moral, not too in your face. By which I mean the moral's not in your face, the acting maybe on the other hand. It's good, I liked it. If you've seen the 80s version, do let me know. How does it compare? No spoilers if you can help it, but you know, is the narrative basically the same? I'm aware that the basic concept is the same, but I'm not sure if the character goes up against the same challenges or not. I do know that in the other one, Hobson is a male character. Hobson here is played by Helen Mirren. So that's an interesting difference. 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which is pretty decent. Metascore of 36. Not that great, but I wasn't really expecting much from this, and it actually delivered more than I wanted, more than I thought I'd get. And because of that, I can't really complain.